Welcome back, y'all. So today, in this video, as you probably guessed from the title, going over how to change the oil in the VA, well, really any STI, but most specifically 2015 and up STI. So the first thing you got to do is get the car obviously up on jack stands and supported. Once you do that, you will need a 12mm socket and ratchet and a flathead screwdriver to get the splash shield out the way. If you were just to be draining the oil, you don't need all that, but if you're changing the filter, you got to get the splash shield out of the way. So we'll go over where you got to do, how you do that. Come up over here. There are 3 12mm bolts, one here, and one in the very back. And then on each side, you have pop rivets. There's one here, and one up here. Yeah, they're leaf. That'll come out in a minute. Same on the other side. Once you get all that out, you get these 2 clips here that you can slide the splash shield down, back and down and out of the way, and that'll expose your oil pan and your oil filter. So I'm gonna get the splash shield out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, so once you get the splash shield out the way, the oil pan drain plug is a 17mm. So you're gonna undo that, let the drain out, make sure you have a drain pan. And that's pretty much all there is to that. So let me bust this loose. Sometimes step y'all back. Once you get it going, sometimes it's handy to just initially let it drain from close up, picking up the pan, because otherwise it will splash all over the place, and you don't want that. It makes a mess. So I'm gonna let that drain for a little bit. Doesn't take long, and then I'll be back. Okay, so next, take my ratchet that I used before, but this time I take it's got my little oil filter removal tool thing. Spread it out, get it on there, and it tightens as you go. So kind of break it loose. Don't really need that anymore. Let that drain. Get some of that out of there. Of course, all the leaves have fallen, so leaves are everywhere. But once this is drained down, I'll take the filter out and replace it with a new one. So don't think you really need to watch that. It's just taking it out. One thing I usually do, or I've always done, is before I put the new filter on, there's a gasket on the filter. I just lube it up real quick before I put the new filter on, but I'll be back. All right, so all filters out. It's pretty much done draining. I've got the new filter, the gasket lubed up. Just twist it on. And I don't really put these that tight. Hand tight's about all it needs. Get that off there. Okay. So now that that's done, I'm gonna get this out the way and put the splash shield back in reverse order. So I'll probably put this on a time lapse. Yeah. Got the splash shield on, car's back on the ground. All that's left is to add some oil back in. And all I'm gonna do there, so I'm gonna take the fill cap off. Let me get my funnel and my Earl. And I'm just gonna fill it. It's one of those questions of how much do you put in there? Well, I usually just put, 4.2 to 4.5 quarts. I'll probably do 4.5 quarts because I do still have a little bit of an oil leak I need to resolve. But that's pretty much that. So I'm just gonna fill it up real quick. All right, so got about almost 4.5 quarts in it. So I'm just gonna pull the dipstick real quick. Stick it in. Check. And what do you know? Shows us right at the full line. So I'm gonna call that good. All I'm gonna do now, wipe this off, roll cap back on. And let it eat. So that's another project down. Not really a project, but some simple things, like I said, to recap. All I really needed was a flathead screwdriver to get the pop rivets off, a 12mm socket and ratchet, and my little oil filter removal tool. You can get it at AutoZone, Vance, wherever. Get the small one. Makes it life easier. If you have a strap wrench that's small enough, that'll work too. I had trouble years ago finding one when I had my WRX. So, of course, a jack and jack stands if you're working on the ground, or use a lift at some shop. Yeah, so it's another project down. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like this stuff, and I'll be back.